thinking this was a small space, but I thought, well, if I am reading, I'm talking down and you won't be able to hear my voice. So I bought this little PA thing, and it works. So I just love that everybody's here. Sean, the owner of this bookstore, is not here to introduce me, but I'm sure he would say, oh, this is Kathryn Atkins, and she wrote this book. That's what he would say. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I would like to tell you about my book, and my book is called Giving Myself to the Wind. So I want to do three things today. I want to tell you about the book, and then the second thing I want to do is to talk about what I promised in the flyer for the event, which is to talk about the challenge of finishing. And I think so many of us in the room are working on things that we really, really want to finish. But it's a hard thing to do. And I added a little section to it, and it's going to be the challenge and the joy of finishing. So that's what we're going to do. Then the third part, and I hope we're going to be like maybe a half an hour for all three parts so people can talk and mingle and look at this great bookstore. The third part is going to be if you want to ask me questions at that time about publishing the book or about how I came up with the ideas or what it was like to self-publish, I'd be happy to take questions at that time. So, I'd like to start out by telling you one thing about the title of the book, and I think you might see that I might have made a typo, but I didn't. Giving myself to the wind, I did that on purpose. I wanted myself to be two words because I didn't want to just give myself, my little self. I wanted to give a self out to this universe. So I chose that on purpose. And then it turns out that if you do a search in Google on anything with myself, one word, you get 1 billion returns. If you do myself 2 words, you only get 500 million. So I thought that was, I kind of backed into that one. The other thing I need to tell you about this title is that it comes from a place that is very, very near and dear to me. When I was growing up, I wrote something. And unbeknownst to me, my mother took what I had written and put the entire thing in a cross-stitch piece. She counted every single stitch. Hey, James, how are you? Thank you for coming. She counted every stitch. She did the outside. She designed all of this. And she presented it to me. And I said, oh, that's a really nice poem. And she said, Kathryn, you wrote this poem. And I went, I did. I had forgotten it. But when I read this to you, and I'm going to read the poem to you from the book, because it's easier to read, you'll see where the title came from for my book. So I'm going to do that. On page 252 in the book, there is the poem, and also I was able to put a picture of the cross-stitch in the book as well. So I'm going to read the poem to you, and you'll hear where the title came from. It goes like this. Light the light of friendship, douse the light of hate. Kindle the fire under the loving, for they are the keys to our fate. Run in the glory of sunshine, open your arms to its warmth. Grasp it, keep it, treat